Hello, brick sculptors, and welcome back to Brick Sculpt. This is Chris, and today we're here to talk about cheese slopes. That's right, this is one of the greatest pieces ever introduced in LEGO, and it has been an absolute game changer. If you're not familiar with the cheese slope, and if you don't own these in your collection, you absolutely have to get them, because this is probably the best, most game-changing detail piece ever introduced to LEGO. But today I want to talk about how exciting it is because the cheese slope family is growing and it's growing fast. This is something us AFOLs have been asking for a long time, and finally it's happening. Now I want to compare the cheese slope family to a more traditional family. The standard LEGO slope. Now this piece is iconic in LEGO, it's been around forever, and you can tell from this little layout here, it has a lot of relatives, different sizes and shapes, all holding the same angle, except for this one, but we'll talk about that one in a little bit. These historically are used mostly for roofs, but they have a lot of great applications for different angled surfaces. And the cheese slope is kind of the modern version of this. The biggest difference, however, it doesn't have a stud on top, but you can butt it up to something and add a stud if you need to. Obviously here we have our 1x1 cheese slope, and it is going to be closely related to our 1x2 slope here. Now, not too long ago, we were also introduced to a 2-wide version of this slope, which is quite similar to this one here. And then more recently yet, we got a 1x2 slope, but in this direction. And this piece was kind of inspired by this vent piece. But eventually they made it smooth, so you could use it more as a slope than a detail piece. And that's quite similar to the 1x3 slope here, just with a different angle and a little bit shorter. Now we do have some oddballs in the family too. We have some of these kind of wedges and a pyramid. Now I should note, this piece really isn't a cheese slope. The angle is different, but it is quite similar in that it's also a 1x1 slope, so it kind of fits the build to go with this piece here. As for the pyramid, we also have a pyramid version of it. Although again, it doesn't quite fit the slope of a standard cheese slope, but it's still related to the family nonetheless. Now, if you watch my content, you'll know that I recently got super excited and spent a bunch of money on 2 LEGO sets to get 2 tiny pieces. And of course, they were from the cheese slope family. Those 2 sets were this one here, the Speed Champions McLaren W1, and this one here, the Speed Champions Ferrari SF90XX Stradale. And the reason I bought these sets, besides the fact that Speed Champions are awesome, was for these 2 particular pieces. Now for now they only come in these colors, but I'm sure it's going to change soon. We have this inside corner, which is very similar to that inside corner of the old slope pieces, and this outside corner, which is very similar to this one here. And as you can tell, we're missing a few other pieces here, but that is about to change, because just like I did with these, I tend to buy sets I don't really need just for parts that I want. And here we have it. This is the new Speed Champions Back to the Future DeLorean Time Machine. And this is a super cool set. And as you can tell, I already opened it because I was just too excited to wait for the video. So, of course, I built it. And here it is. This set is awesome. It does have a lot of different ways you can configure it. You can tuck the wheels underneath. You can change up some things in the back. You can change the top of this here. And inside, we do have Marty McFly and Doc there with our flux capacitor. Super cool, but the reason I bought this is not because it's an awesome set, even though it is, but because it has the 2 pieces we need. Check this out, right here on the door, 4 long cheese slope. That's awesome. And our 3 long cheese slope, it is hiding underneath these portions here. Look at that, we have a 3 long as well, filling out our cheese slope family very nicely. I should note there are others of these. Of course, we have the same thing on this side. And our nose piece here is a black 3 long cheese slope. And the back here, underneath, we have 2 dark gray 4 long cheese slopes. So pretty cool. Hopefully we see these pieces more widespread in the future. I think we will, because the cheese slope family has been absolutely huge, and I think it's only going to get bigger. So super excited about this, and I can now add this to my Speed Champion sets because it's really cool and was a lot of fun to build. Well, hopefully we see more cheese slope stuff in the future. We haven't seen anything this long quite yet, but I don't know if we really need that, to be honest. But who knows? Maybe in the future we'll see more exciting cheese slope shapes. But I think this family now is fairly complete and going to be very, very useful for detail work. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you have any questions, please leave them below. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. We'll do more just like this in the future. That's all I have for this time, and we will see you next time.